What's up guys, Eric Prey, Focus Fishing Guide Service, Table Rock Fishing Intel. Got another video fishing report for you for Table Rock Lake. It is Monday, August the 16th. Gonna shoot this today, probably will not get it on the website or anywhere else until tomorrow on Tuesday. It's a little later in the day, been way up the White River and just wanted to get this done while I had a moment. As far as our lake level is concerned, we are at 916.69, which puts us a little bit less than a half a foot below normal summertime pool. Core's running a little bit of water both out of Beaver and out of Table Rock every day. They're basically matching the flow that they draw out of Table Rock by drawing some extra water out of Beaver. Beaver's still about 2.5 feet high, so I kind of expect to see that to go forward unless we get a big rain. Bull Shoals is still, I don't know, 13, 14 feet high, so they're running the heck out of it to try to get it back to normal level. So you're not going to have a lot of current. We are starting to see a thermocline set up a little bit, especially in the river, so keep that in mind if you're going out fishing. Water temperature, about 83 to 86 is what I'm seeing. We were way up the White today, saw about 84, 85. I know up the James, guys have been telling me they've seen mid to upper 80s, especially if you get a day like today where it's sunny, but figure anywhere from about 83 to about 88 is where you're going to find the water temperature range. Also note that we do post that every day on the homepage of Table Rock Fishing Intel. You can get the water level and you can get the current lake temperature. We post that every morning so you can take a look at that and see without having to go to a bunch of different places to find that information. Speaking of Table Rock Fishing Intel, if you want to stay on top of this bite, especially with it getting tougher going through August into September, definitely want to become a pro member of Table Rock Fishing Intel so you can get the daily reports, weekly reports, you can get all the feature videos that we're shooting, you can get all the information. If you've got a championship tournament coming up, which there's a lot of them coming up over the next couple of months, you want to join Table Rock Fishing Intel so you can get the inside information, get the information you need to know before you go and catch some fish. If you're coming down, going to fish the lower end of the lake, I'll tell you right now, lower end still the toughest part of the lake. Basically 3 bites working down there. You can catch them on a drop shot on the 3 locations we've been talking about for probably the last month or so. You can catch some on gravel points, some days you can't. Gravel points are anywhere from 25 to 35 foot deep, holding tight to the bottom. You can catch them off of the ends and in the slips of the bigger docks. Same deal, they're going to be suspended 25 to 30 feet down. Most of them, doesn't matter what the overall depth is, most of them are either hold close to the cables or back inside the slips, and you can catch them on deep trees. Drop shotting, you know, shad shape, cut tail, whatever you want to drop shot, they'll be in that 25 to 35 foot range, and that gets you off the main lake and gets you away from some of that boat traffic, especially later in the day if you're going to be fishing in the afternoon. The other bite that's working, we're catching a few on a Kitech 2.8, on a Jewel Gem Shad 2.0. Most of those fish are coming where I'm seeing fish schooling or chasing shad early in the morning. Seems like for one reason or another, I can catch them on a swim bait right now a lot better than I can a topwater. Whether it's a whopper, plopper, spook, or even a popper, I'm getting a lot more bites throwing a swim bait through those schooling fish than I am throwing a topwater right now. So keep that in mind if you're going to go down by the dam area, have a swim bait tied on. The other bite that's working pretty good, especially first thing in the morning before the sun gets too high, is a Jewel Pee-wee football jig, and we're dragging that on gravel mixed with rock points anywhere from about 18 to about 30 feet deep. Not the best bite in the world, but they are starting to move up. We are starting to see a few smallmouth move up, so that bite will get better as we get through the rest of this month and through September. We get close to the end of September, that bite's definitely going to become more important all over the lake. Go to the Kimberling City area, a couple different bites working down there. You can definitely drop shot them. Same locations, gravel, ends of docks, in the trees. Remember, the key depth is 20 to 25 foot deep. That's where most of the fish are, maybe as deep as 30, but really 20 to 25 seems to be the key depth. Another great bite that's working down there is spoon jacking, catching a lot of fish, pitching either a scuba spoon, the Watson River to Sea spoon, or the Strike King spoon in and around those deeper boat docks, getting it back into the slip by the walkway and feeding it line, catching a lot of fish doing that. Some of the better fish that have been caught lately have been spoon jacking, so keep that in mind. Football jig bite has been really effective in the mid-lake area as well. More on the Pee-wee than anything else, more mixed rock and gravel. Seems like those fish, there's a little bit more color up there, so it seems like those fish tend to be a little bit more shallow anywhere in that 18 to about 30 foot range, but really first thing in the morning, that 18 to 20, 25 foot range has really been key. But you got to work it slow, hop it a little bit, find what those fish want when you start throwing that peewee football jig, but it has been working pretty good. Go up into the James. Couple bites working up in the James really well. That shallow topwater bite on those steeper banks, those 45-degree chunk rock and ledge rock banks, throwing a whopper plopper, throwing the chopo, throwing a buzzbait. But you've got to get the bait right up against the bank. If you're that far off the bank, those fish aren't going to bite. You have to hit the bank with your bait and get it moving right away, and you'll be surprised how many fish are up there, especially first thing in the morning, and follow the shade. Fish the shade line. That's where these fish are staying up shallow first thing in the morning. Once that bite dies down, throwing a big worm around brush piles, around laydowns, that sort of thing. The deeper brush piles have been a little bit more productive than the shallow ones. Those ones that are 15 to about 20 foot deep really seem to be producing some decent fish on an 8 to a 12-inch worm, Texas rigged, and work slowly through those brush piles. And then you can catch a few on a peewee football jig up there as well. On those gravel and rock mixed points really seem to be key to catch those fish on a peewee football jig up there. Up the White River, where I am right now, we went all the way up to, well, we went above the swinging bridge at Beavertown this morning. Caught them good up here. Didn't have a lot of keepers. Had, I think, 4 keepers made in the boat. I lost the biggest fish of the day on a buzzbait, but everything we caught up here this morning, we were doing that steeper bank, 45-degree chunk rock, ledge rock type of deal, throwing a whopper plopper and throwing a buzzbait right up against the bank. That's where those fish were coming from, chasing the shade. I don't know, we probably had 20 fish, boated 4 keepers, lost 1 good one, but that bite's definitely working, especially if you get up here ways. We're up above Eagle Rock. If you're going to be down lake, you can catch them on a drop shot. Same sort of deal. Gravel points, treetops, ends of docks, fishing the cables, magic depth all over the lake. It's going to be about 20 to 25 foot deep, shad shaped, cut tail, UV drop shot worm. All of those are working. Catch them on the spoon, spoon jacking and casting a spoon, but the spoon jacking bite's working on some of the docks. Just pitch it back in there, get in the shade. The other thing, keep a scuba spoon laying on your deck, because we've had a lot of fish chasing shad just basically right out in the middle on the ends of these gravel points where it rolls off into the deeper water. Throw that scuba spoon out. You can throw it a mile because it weighs an ounce, but you can catch them ripping that spoon through those fish when they're chasing shad. You can catch quite a few Kentuckies doing that, and actually some pretty decent largemouth doing that. And then the last bite, of course, you can catch them on a peewee football jig or a pro spider jig on these gravel and rock mix points. Again, in that clear water, they're going to be a little deeper, 15 to 20, 25, even 30 feet deep later in the day. You get some dingier water and they'll be a little bit shallower, 12 to about 25 foot deep. But you definitely want to fish gravel mixed with rock. Pure gravel doesn't seem to be holding the number of fish as if you've got a little bit of rock mixed in for them to hide in and use the shade of. Guys, it is the middle of August. We are halfway through the month, a couple weeks, and we'll get Labor Day out of the way, and we'll see this boat traffic drop off significantly. Wasn't bad way up here today. We didn't see nearly that many boats, but you know, yesterday we were on the water Sunday, and by about 9:30, 10 o'clock, it was getting pretty silly. So the vacationers are still down here, but after Labor Day, most of them are going to be going away. We'll get the lake back. It's going to be fun. Bite's going to change. Bite is going to get tough. Traditionally, August, September is the toughest 2 months of the year to catch them on Table Rock. Best way for you to know before you go fishing, join Table Rock Fishing Intel, become a pro member, and get all of that information that we have available for you on a daily basis, so you can know where you're going to catch fish, how you're going to catch fish before you even come to the lake. If you're coming down though, want to hire a guide, give me a call. Focus Fishing Guide Service. You can reach me at 417-860-4743 or hit my website, focusfishing.com. Either book online or shoot me an email. Either way, I get back to you as soon as I can. Guys, thanks for watching. Take a minute, check out Table Rock Fishing Intel if you haven't done so, but thanks for watching. Can't wait to hear from you. We'll see you on the water.